Hi, this is Mr. Burkowski. I'm serving for this week's module, Module 5. We're focusing on planning collaborative activities. This would serve as the welcome video that I'm going to model here through how to work through the assignment. This is being recorded through Screencastify, which is one of the programs that I talk about within the content of my collaborative activities. So what I'm going to do is look through the presentation to the assignment. This would going to be my explanation. What I would show through is next a teacher's example of how we're going to be working through. This project is going to use a collaborative Google Sheet to create a review for the chapter content from the various lessons prior. The assignment would be completed with collaboration through Google Slides and address various concepts that are going to be defined here within the document. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is how we could use some of the collaborative tools in order to access this. The first thing that I would suggest that we have is the Google's for education sites, Google Classroom. On Google Classroom, you'll be able to post your assignment, which would be here the example that I'm going to model for you about the Google Slides. In order for students to meet together, one of the program options here on the left side of the screen is Google Meet, which serves as a great way of communicating with different students, whether it be the group setting or as a classroom setting that you would see in both asynchronous and synchronous learning. The teacher has the ability to turn off visibility to the students so that they either have access or do not have access in order to create that meeting time. So once the group is decided upon and the assignment is posted, here we have what we see is the Google Sheet, the example that we would see. And what I like about this is there's a lot of different features that we have here that we could use throughout this program. So you could use them in real time by posting different activities. You could also go through and create different portfolios to create a meeting within your presentation. So to go through and you could just like a slideshow of all sorts, you could go through and edit and add different text. But what I really like about these different programs, which is similar to some of the newer programs out there, is you have the ability to add through or to comment. So I could go through here and comment to a student a suggestion, and everyone who is attached to this document would get that as an email in order to go through and go back and review some of the work. Leave that as a comment right there. Other tools that we have are the history. So I could go through and see what has been done or who has edited. So for instance, I see this document was created today around 2:29. I'm sorry, at 12:01 today, and it's been edited right now and it's in current version form. I could go back and see the different edit versions prior to this before so that I could also see who has edited what. Going back to the main page, you could also see different tasks that you could assign. I really like this, especially for the sense of the group leader. If this is about creating leadership tasks, we could create tasks to assign to different people by adding tasks in here and actually creating what are the details of the task and how can we meet that requirement. So it promotes that communication within. Next is the add-ons, and this is where you get a lot of different tools that are really neat compared on what every different assignment you're working through. What I like to do, some of them, the ones that are a little bit more exciting for me for my history class, is let me find here. I kind of probably passed it there. The different drawings of diagrams, especially if you're doing timelines or idea connectors, and then of course word generators. So I could put those in as part of my group depending on what the assignment is. I could use these different tools in the marketplace that are free to access and make things a little bit more active for students. Up here on the top, I could also insert things like text box, audio, and video files. This would be, for instance, something like now where I'm creating this as a teacher by myself. I could create this document and maybe have every student who's assigned a different theme on a different page post their video internally to create one whole document-based assignment. So to conclude here, the last thing of this would be is once I create this assignment, this presentation, the students are going to then create a presentation all together where they are going to actually record a Google Meet and then post that out to the teacher. And finally, we would have a Google Meet available for questions and answers. So in compiling this whole group assignment, creating a community sense around the different concepts that were embedded in the curriculum, like net gross and cost and income. Finally, I did post some other links for the students to go through if they struggle with any examples, including a link to my website, a link to different assignments that can be referenced in order to meet the requirements of the course. So this would serve again as the chapter introduction, a little bit of an explanation of the assignment, and a way to communicate with one another to create a sense of community in an online learning environment.